Or maybe that man could be an agent of a hostile...
Remember, Petraeus was born out of a fuck.
These men would be very, very...
We're all mutated primates.
Assume when he got caught, if in fact he had gotten
and we all
in this extramarital affair,
receive orgasm.
Somebody more junior in the CIA,
we cannot have only one female.
Forced out as well.
Like the animals, we have more. We males have many more. But thanks to Christ's psychosis, that's the reason this perverted psychopathy, that think we're not apes or primates, but we're just product of God. That's the problem.
Did because somebody who knew him from the military was looking for a little vengeance.
So that's the sad story.
Over 2,000 years ago.
What do you think? He's going to come
worshiping penis Christ.
Will he just retire, fade away?
Penis Christ.
I think there's a future for him somewhere.
Worshiping penis Christ.
Petraeus is ever going to fade away. But I think what he would really like to do is be president of Princeton University.
He was created by a fuck.
It's coming open.
He's a
he likes to fuck people, so why stick with one wife?
As you know,
one woman. This thanks to Christian immorality and stupidity.
Excellent new book. The generals recommended highly to our viewers out there in the United States.
See that?
And the world. Thank you. Thanks very much.
From the Moche, from Peru.
Potential financial
right there.
Right now. Can't President Obama
receiving penis Christ. Religious.
To stop it on. Spikes. Stay with us.
See? Hi, friends. This is Sculptor Piso, presenting more facts and the reason of Petraeus' resignation. Remember Bill Clinton? When he got his penis Christ adore and all the piece of shit, theotarded, imbecile Christians impeached him? Remember that? Like the piece of shit ignoramuses think that they are product of gods and they don't realize that they are product of a fuck, not a stork or gods. And because they don't understand evolution, the pieces of shit that believe in intelligent designers that create everything, they don't realize the imbeciles, theotarded, schizophrenic, with deluded, crazy brains, malfunctioning brain, think that there is a God and this create things. Now, we're evolved mutated primates, product of coitus, formed by a zygote and mutations, and then we emerge out of our mother's cave with a blank brain. And then the brain to the imprinting period forms. Come on, atheist, mentally healthy atheists like Dawkins and Kaku and Shermer and Harris and Dennett and the rest of them. Wake up. Believing God is a mental illness. It's about time we take all the Christians imbeciles stuck in the Middle Ages and put them in the mental institutions they belong. They are the cause of all the problems. And America is a Christianity-infected country. Let's get rid of the fucking churches. These people are disgusting. They rape the amount of children. And the missionaries, they should be put in jail. Not to go to any places and screw up, infecting people with religion. But look at this. This is the reality of it all. You have a penis. This is the symbol of Pompeii. In the ancient world, the organs were sacred. They don't realize that. With wings. Wings is the spirit world. Look at that. It's a replica. There's nothing wrong with the sexual organs were sacred. That Christians, imbeciles, and religious psychosis, the one they infected and turned the natural urges of the human body, orgasm and all that, into sin. Into God created and the sin and blood is sacred and crap like that. Disgusting people. Christians are imbeciles, stuck in the Middle Ages, and they should be put down. They should always put in mental institutions to fix their stupid, disgusting brain. The GOP is a perfect example. You know, friends, something that nobody seems to realize is, again, that we are created by coitus and our brains emerge blank, no information. And another thing that is extremely important, nobody seems to realize, Western civilization has its roots in the vast Roman Empire, where there were many, many religions, many gods, and Julius Caesar was the son of Venus. And as you can see in the statue of the faun, The symbol that the Catholic Church uses is nothing more but a symbol of giving orders of the gods. Is the right hand holding the penis to masturbate it, to hold it when it urinates because it's sacred. All religions began over 40,000 years ago or so with ingestion of entheogens. And sex, the different acts, sexual acts, were considered divine, they were considered sacred. And believe me, that's a historical fact. That's historical fact. In the fun, you can see all the flowers and things because mushrooms were hallucinogenic, datura flowers are hallucinogenic, many plants and flowers, when you ingest them, they make you see the gods, spirits, and all that. And this is ridiculous and is so ignorant that people today and scientists don't understand this fact. We create gods with our brain. And that's a fact. People don't understand that. But because of all the problems, is basically Christianity. In other words, it's the worship of the Christus. That's what Jesus Christ means. Jesus Christus. Christus is also a word that means meritorious. And Julius Caesar, he was a god, considered a son of Venus and Mars in Roman mythology, which he was sacrificed by the Senate. And the Senate was personified as Satan. That's where your Satan demon comes from. This is a personification of the forest, of the fun. And but anyway, when the whole thing mutated, and Christianity that's when it began with the Bible crap and the mythologies that mutated everything, creating neurological stagnation. The Roman Empire disintegrated, and the only religion accepted was the religion of the Christus, but now mutated into this character of Jesus Christ with Bible crap and all the rest of moronic thing. Same thing happened in Judaism and Islam. So this idea of the Christian, schizophrenic imbeciles, they believe in one God that saves with blood, they're resurrected, and they start dictating morality. And of course, introduce racism because they hate the blacks, like in Mormonism. And they created just one wife. Everything is a sin. Women are, since they stink because they menstruate, they were considered impure. And the rest of the bullshit found, you can read it in the Bible, mythologies. This is the problem today in the 21st century. And because of all the problems in America. They believe marriage is between a man and a woman, blessed by God, for some be Jesus. See the psychosis? So Christianity is a mental illness. There's no excuse to be stupid, ignorant, and imbecilic, and Asholian, as I call it, theotarded, to believe in resurrecting somebody that's saved with blood, that's in the Middle Ages. So everything that you see in this world today in the United States is due to Christ psychosis. Petraeus, brilliant man, was educated where? West Point. So what happened in West Point? They're all Christian imbeciles. United States is a Christianity-infected nation with people with the head up their ass that don't understand science. The New Crusaders. You have missionary pieces of shit and faith-based initiative in West Point and all the academies having Christian theotarded imbeciles, psychotic people with their head up their ass ignorant of science, to go to West Point and all these places and become chaplains, infecting these future soldiers, intellectual, brilliant guys, but brought up on the Christian homes. Have you seen any American general that is brought up on an Islamic home, or infected with any other kind of religious psychosis belief, except Christianity, psychosis? So Petraeus, they formed this morality. You know, it is, I would say, it's abnormal for a male, a human primate, like we all males are, to have only one wife, of only one woman. It does not happen. It's abnormal. We need to shoot the sperm and procreate. And in the Roman Empire, you have your wife, but you have also mistresses. You have other women. The Arab sheiks still have it. One wife, and they have a better, and they all get along. In Japan, they get along. They're no Christian imbeciles. In Japan, a woman, a wife would actually sometimes say, hey, you need variety, so they choose a woman, a geisha, to entertain the husband. But that's just sex. And there you see the problem. That's the reason we have the immorality, the psychosis of Christianity that is corrupting the mind of people with this psychosis and imbecility, keeping everybody ignorant. And that is a fact. Here you can see the reason. That's the reason we have all these problems. That's the reason we have the piece of shit GOP. And you can see my videos. If you want facts, look at my videos. Because I speak nothing but facts. All with the evidence to back them up. I don't bullshit. I tell it like it is. If you're a Christian, you're a theotard, and you're no different than a schizophrenic. If you're a person of faith, you're a person of schizophrenia. You have a problem with your brain. Accept that as fact, because it is. Neurology proves it. Here I am holding Timmy. He used to be a swimmer, a sperm that fertilized the egg. There's the mother, the Virgin Mary, a Madonna, a goddess, Venus, Isis, just like the Venus Capitoline in the Capitoline Museum. Goddess Venus, the vagina in the sky. Barabbas being son of the Father. And the lady's milk from the breast resembles the gland's penis, the male glands, where sperm is shot, which is the river of life, considered by the Romans to be milk, semen. You can see it in the sky, the Milky Way, which we know are stars, but to the Romans, to the ancients in Egyptian mythology, they were the semen spread, creating all the galaxies and stars and all the different gods and the universe by the god Atun, the hermaphrodite god that masturbated using his hand, that was his female side, the hand of God, grasping his penis, the snake, the holy snake, and shooting, making it spit sperm, the river of life, creating everything, and also was a holy snake. It was considered a snake. Was Isis, with the goddess Isis in the sky, and he was represented. The fallopian tubes, it looked like a bull. So they represented a bull with ribbons. The ribbons represent the spirit world. They float in the air along with all the garlands. And they are not unlike a uterus. This is what the ancients saw if a woman died and they cut it off and look to see where the kiss came from. They saw this. It looked like a bull. So they represented this way. Keep in mind, there is no God. If you believe in God, you are a theotard, you're an imbecile, ignorant person suffering from schizophrenia-like disease. Many people don't understand, thanks to Christ's psychosis, because they're ignorant, is that, and this is from the Moche, about 2,000 years old, from the worshipping of the penis as a you know, as a god, you know, represented also in the sun, which is equivalent to it was personified. Sun was personified as a penis and also a snake. Because one thing that is a fact is that all religions begun by the ingestion of entheogens, of course, the religions had sex, sacred sex. You know, because it caused orgasm, and they feel that orgasm was a gift from the gods. A man had many, many women, not only one. And man was the head, the pater familias. You can take religion out of sex, but never sexual rituals and acts out of religious and religion beliefs. Keep that in mind. And all civilizations, they worship the penis, the phallic worship, and they use drugs, psychotropic substance. So Christians are deluded, ignorant, psychotic, immoral, stuck in the Middle Ages, anti-science pieces of shit with their brains, defective brains out their ass. This is what happened with this in the present situation with the GOP. Petraeus, a Christ-psychotic infected general, brilliant man, got brought up in Christian home. And he had to resign because, you know, he wanted to have penis Christ. He wanted to have a vagina, a different vagina. So come on, let's be real. And so all these Christian pastors, theotarded imbeciles with a schizophrenia type disorder, they should be put in mental institutions. Begin with Billy Graham, Osteen, Bob Jones, and the rest of the psychotic morons that are criminals. Criminals. Because they infect children and everybody with lies in church every Sunday. Stagnant in the intellect. Ronquist, that piece of shit GOP imbecile that don't want to raise taxes, that asshole is a schizophrenic. It's a Christian piece of shit. And the man should be committed. He's ruining the country. Oh, don't increase taxes. The stupid imbecile doesn't realize that that's the way governments work. You have to always have taxes to improve the treasury of the country or any nation. You demand taxes and government controls and helps the people. So when you have less government, you have stupidity, ignorance of science and everything else. Keep that in mind.
And of course, the problem in this beautiful country of ours is the psychopathy, neurological disorder that nobody sees, which is believing in resurrecting somebody that's saved with blood. Faith in the irrational. And we know what faith is. Created in the brain. Faith is pretending to know things we don't know. And using irrational concepts and Christian psychosis upbringing to pretend that things are fact and truth, and they're not so. And of course, you have the imbecile Christians with the finger up their ass, with the head up their ass, which are theotarded, and those are the people teaching things to children in churches, and that is disgusting. And of course, the government of the United States, Christ-psychosis infected. Look at the Congress. Look at the Tea Party. Look at the GOP. Look at this imbecile that don't have any idea about science. And of course, brilliant minds, they are mentally healthy, scholars and scientists, in other words, atheists. They're scared. They're pussies. They don't smash the piece of shit Christians for the deluded, schizophrenic imbeciles they are. They never question their mental health. Dawkins doesn't do it. Harris doesn't do it. P.C. Meyer doesn't do it. Silverman, the head of the American Atheist, is totally blind. He doesn't see it. Brilliant man. But it seems to me like they have their brains up their ass because they don't study history. They don't study neurology. They don't study science. And they don't actually question the mental health of the imbeciles that believe in Christianity or Hinduism or Islam or any other ridiculous disorder. Why don't you take some schizophrenics and make them vote? Have an organization called the Organization of Schizophrenics of the United States of America and have conferences, They will look exactly the same like Christians. Identical. No difference. Their imaginary friends have different names. That's the only difference. But they will act like Christians and like the religious. Any schizophrenia would. Temporal lobe epilepsy would. People under drugs, under LSD, they will have visions. They speak in tongues. They act no different than the Christians. They might hold the snakes too. See, this is the problem in this country. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing that nobody sees it. I'm sick and tired. The news agents don't see it. What pisses me off the most is atheists and scientists. That's what pisses me off when they don't smash the piece of shit Christian imbeciles, schizophrenic, sick people with defective brains with the facts. They never question their mental health, and I'm sick and tired of it. I see it in the news. I see these imbeciles like Romney, like all these assholes in churches talking about angels, talking about golden plates, talking about Angel Moroni, talking about Planet Collab, talking about all that crap. And the atheists and intellectuals are stupid and blind. What happens to Dr. Kaku, to the scientist, to the astrophysicist? Dr. Krauss? What happened to these people? The lady that is the director of the science in the United States. What are all these scientists? What is wrong with these people? Why don't they call this Christian piece of shit with their head at their ass? They're totally ignorant of science. Why don't you question their mental health? Nobody does it. And that's the reason I make my two division. I'm so sick and tired to see that nobody sees that and crush the imbeciles with facts. And they molest the brain of children all the time. That's the reason they're anti-education, like piece of shit Romney. This guy belongs to a mental institution. He went over to France to convert people to the Mormon missions, and the fucking asshole didn't even learn French, the imbecile. This is the problem. You don't go learn the other cultures. You go to a place to impose your piece of shit beliefs on everybody else. That's the problem in the United States of America. It's a ignorant population that's left behind because of the psychosis of God belief. They're left behind by scientists all over the world. There are 33 in science, and all that. They don't know geography. The kids are totally ignorant in schools. And this is the problem. This is the problem in the United States of America, the Christianity-infected country. You know, these imbeciles in churches and places of worship. Places of worship should be shut down. It should be illegal to tell lies. And the only thing they rot is psychopath. There are kids that growing up because of believing all that crap, becoming psychopath. Sadomasochistic, shooting people in the streets, shooting black people, being racist, being homophobic, being intolerant. That's Christ psychosis for you, which is no different than schizophrenia. That's what Christianity is bringing. It's making the little children, it's turning children into psychopaths, the ones with the defective, with the weak brains that accept the delusions. That's the problem in this country. And it should be addressed when our species can become extinct. So, America, wake up. Now that Obama is president and he's a mentally healthy and atheist, he's going to slap the GOP. Just watch and see. He might just put all the fucking Christians and psychotic, deluded imbeciles in their place. The ones that don't believe in science, he's going to smash them. Norquist, a piece of shit that don't believe in that, a Christian imbecile that belongs in a mental institution. Some of those people. They're going to face them with reality. Slap them. It's going to happen. Here's the evidence written in papyrus. And that's just one evidence. I have tons of it from over 40,000 years ago. Written in stone, and you can see them. And the Christ-psychotic imbeciles can smash it with the facts. I can rub the facts to the Christian imbeciles into the stupid faces with facts. Ancient rocks that would prove what I say is true. I like to smash them with the facts, imbeciles. But anyway, here are the facts of Egypt, written in papyrus. 4,000 years ago. Religious belief began by ingesting psychotropic substances over 40,000 years ago. And sex was sacred. Orgasm was considered an act of the gods. So here are the facts. Again,
An extraordinary discovery is made. Contained within a fragile pot are some of the most graphic images from the ancient world. It would become known as the Turin erotic papyrus, and would be one of the most controversial artifacts ever found from the ancient world.
These images, notice the flowers. Notice the lotus flowers. It's highly hallucinogenic. It's like datura. There are many. Peyote, or some friends of mine correct me and says peyote. No, the Native Americans say peyote. That's the way they pronounce it. Okay, they have their own way of saying it. But anyway, they're hallucinogenic stuff that affects the brain. And anytime they want to see God, all these ceremonies, all the rituals have sacraments. The sacrament consists of hallucinogenic plants, mushrooms, etc. And then when you can see them, you communicate with God. Take LSD and you'll see God too. And write a Bible or Quran or anything. So that's a fact. And that just notice this piece in ancient Egypt. 4,000 years ago, the little flowers. Very important, the blue lotus. And all different empires use flowers, hallucinogenic flowers, to communicate, as sacraments to communicate, along with wine that was also loaded with, sprinkled with opium buds and different things that actually make you see God. This fact. But in ancient religion, they believe that there was a god, a hermaphrodite god named Atun, that existed in a primordial mount. And he existed by himself. All of a sudden, there he is, in this chaos. Nothing existed except that and him. And he was hermaphrodite. And he took his feminine side, which is his hand, the hand of God. And he masturbated. He played with his penis, the penis Christ. And then when he can become erect, he shot milk, sperm. And with that sperm, which remains as the Milky Way, he created the elements. He created his daughters and sons and daughters that became the earth, the sky, the water, fire. All that was created by this God. And they were all brothers and sisters. That is the reason is incest in Egypt. And the Pharaoh masturbated, and everybody practiced proskynesis. In other words, or he actually, when he came into his mouth. It's the Ouroboros, it's like a snake. So actually, he came into his mouth, creating the elements and everything else. So that's the reason the snake, the devouring his tail, becomes infinity, which is the symbol of the Shen. It's a round symbol. But that's what the whole religion started in Egypt. It's all an act of sex. And there were many, many gods, so it's very tolerant. There was no racism. There was no pedophilia. There was no all that crap that you see today in ancient Egypt. Color of the skin was irrelevant in ancient Egypt. Just learn history and see that this is a fact. Until the piece of shit Christians made everybody theotarded and imbecile, stagnating the intellect of everyone. Disgusting sickos. But anyway, that's what happened. And that's the reason everything was ingestion of entheogens. So, sex was sacred. And the Pharaoh was considered a god. With his penis, he created things with his cum, with his milk. And the favorite plant of the god Atun, which became Min, the god Min, with an erection, the phallic god, was lettuce. Because when you cut lettuce, it's a white liquid that comes around. It looks like semen. And the latest breast milk, with the tits, reminds everybody of the glans penis, the tit that shoots milk. But they believe that the sperm and milk were the same liquid in ancient times. So you bow, and this is when you did things. You clap your hands, you grab the penis of the pharaoh, and you suck his sperm. So people that go to church and go on their knees and pray to God like this, they are sucking dick, imbeciles. And the Arabs, when they go down like that to worship God and lifting the butt up in the air, they wanna be ravished. They wanna be like sodomy, okay? They want their prostate gland stimulated so they enjoy orgasm. So but to them there was religious ceremony. So that's where religion comes from, imbeciles. And this is a fact, because I only deal with facts, not with crap and bullshit of God psychosis, imbecilities. So enjoy the truth, my friends. I slap the Christians with facts all the time, the imbeciles. Here is the creation of the world. You gotta tune in. And autofellatio, sucking your own dick. Your own dick, so you can create everything. That is a fact. This is the way the thing is written in stone. You can see the papyrus right there, imbecile Christians. So here are the facts, created in stone. There's a blue lotus. Drugs and flowers make you see God. Here they are on top of the ladies' heads. As this archaeologist said, there they are, the erotic papyrus that was completely considered forbidden by the Christian piece of shit. They were locked out in the museums and all that. They don't want anybody to see the truth. But the truth is that we create all the bizarre mathematical beliefs with our brains when they malfunction. And this man is abiding to do everything according to the teachings of the lies and falsehoods and irrational crap of the Bible. See that? As you can see, Petraeus was canned and he resigned because of his own psychosis. Christ's psychosis infected America. Believe that, oh God, in marriage and shit like that. That's what happened. So that was his problem. The problem he had to resign is because he wanted to fuck something else. And that's a no-no in the religious crap and the morality of this Christ psychosis infected country. So enjoy the truth. If you believe in God, you're an imbecile, you're an ignorant moron, suffering of a schizophrenia type disorder. Some begot belief. Enjoy it. If you're Christians are sadomasochistic imbeciles, you want to suffer and suffer and suffer? Come on, call me up or talk to me and I'll slap you with the facts and it will make you cry. You'll feel really bad because the only life after death, stupid, psychotic, infected imbeciles, is bacteria eating your rotten remains. Enjoy the truth. Ta-ta. Pace Dios.